Do you know what it's like to feel so tired, exhausted, drained? What it's like to run without breaks for miles and miles and miles in your head? What it's like to need, to yearn, to silently scream for everything to stop, and with each passing moment, to know that there's no one to blame but yourself. It's another one of those nights. 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I remember my mum used to always say that if you can't fall asleep, get out of bed, because otherwise your body will associate restlessness with the bedroom. Strangely enough, it's during the night that I get a lot of my inspiration. A lot of creative ideas start seeping into my mind. Maybe it's the lack of noise from everyone else in the world, and the space, the darkness. So instead of lying around for hours and hours, I paint. The paintings I create during the night are usually left facing the wall. These pieces remind me of feelings I do not want to remember in the day. They reflect the thoughts that come with insomnia and are too violent, dark, and emotional to look at in the day. But at night, when I create them, it provides me with a sense of emotional release. There is something incredibly freeing about painting during the night, when there is no one watching, when there are no distractions, and it's just you and your paints, and you can channel anything through your paintbrushes. I read somewhere before that if you wake up every day at 4 a.m, you actually have won up against the rest of the world, because you finally have time to think, just for yourself, without any noise, with no distractions. It's just you and your thoughts. But sometimes I think that for people who have difficulty sleeping, they probably have way too much time with their thoughts at night. And in fact, it's the thoughts that make it difficult for them to sleep.
That was one of the things that's important to us. We both wanted to put on the show. Musical numbers. Yeah, music numbers.
By Billy Eilish, Elton John, and when speeches go too long, more music.
I grew up without a favorite color. Whenever people asked, I used to always say blue, because it's more comfortable for the other person if they can put you in a category. I used to think it was because I was indecisive. But then there was one time when I was painting at night that I realized my preference for a color is contingent on so much. How can I only have one favorite? And how can I not appreciate them all? It's interesting what sort of ideas come to your mind during the night. My paintings during the day are usually much more calculated. I think a lot more about what I'm going to paint and how. I think it's because I care a lot about what people think. There's something very freeing about being able to pick up a paintbrush and just paint. I can't help but feel conflicted between the euphoric time for self-discovery and creative freedom and the self-destructive nature of it. For whatever reason, when humans were created, someone decided to make us in such a way that required us to sleep to recover and heal. As much as I love and crave this quiet world, I know it eats away at my physical body. And as much as it feeds my mind and my soul, It's scary when you feel your memory fading and your body giving up. And so ends the euphoria, and once again I'm back to the hoping and begging for sleep. Isn't it odd when the body needs sleep and yet the mind is the one rejecting it, all the while knowing that the body needs it? I've tried everything, or at least everything I could find on the internet, what doctors, family, and friends have said. I've taken a variety of pills and supplements, I've used earplugs and eye masks, and yet, sometimes, for some reason I still can't switch my mind off. Painting helps relieve my mind of all the thoughts and emotions that are constantly circulating. I would paint for a while and get all the images out from my mind and onto the canvas. Once I feel as though my mind can rest, I would stop and try to sleep again. It's fascinating to me where our minds wander when we can't sleep. When we're past the counting, the hating, and hoping. When we finally give up and give in. We can be whoever we want to be and create however we want, with no one watching